were sitting and working on some ministry stuff together, and I explained this idea that I had about showing my Bible routine, but it felt really muddy and like I was overcomplicating it. But Andy was like,
Do it.
so I'm doing it. Do you remember yourself at 13 years old? Unfortunately, I clearly remember myself at 13 years old. I was obsessed with this guy named Chris Vernon. However, unfortunately, Chris was not obsessed with me. I knew which hallways to be on at what time because I had memorized this guy's class schedule by heart. I knew where he sat at lunch, I knew his after-school activities, and I would try my best to figure out what he was doing on the weekends. Should he have taken out a restraining order? Perhaps. But I talked endlessly with my friends about Chris Vernon at school, and then I would get on the phone after school and continue to talk about him. Speculating, wondering, asking their advice, daydreaming, and reveling in the possibilities. This 13-year-old Chris Vernon scenario is the best answer I have to this question. Why do I have a Bible routine? Okay, just hang with me. Reason number one of why I have a Bible routine. Because I want to know God. Kind of like in this 13-year-old obsessive sort of way. I want to know what he thinks. I want to know what he feels. I want to know what he likes. I want to know what he doesn't like. I just want to know more of who he is. I want to get closer to him. And for me, the Bible is the perfect way to do that. So that's reason number one for my Bible study routine. Reason number two, I want to grow up into my salvation. I want to spiritually mature. I do not want to stay at the same spiritual age that I am now. I want to mature because maturing is both physical and spiritual. It's an indicator of health. It is healthy for us to mature and to grow. And I want to take just a couple minutes to tell you how I picture this growth. And you may be thinking, Melissa, this is about a Bible routine. What does this have to do with spiritual growth? Just hang with me for a second. We are going to get to Bible routine. I picture my spiritual growth the same way that I would picture a baby's growth physically. And this is based off pictures that the Bible gives us. I'm not making it up. At the point of surrendering all I had to God, there was this new birth that happened through Christ. I always picture like a glowing baby. This spiritual new birth, this spiritual new baby. That's what happened to me. And what do babies do? Well, babies do a lot of things. But the one that concerns us for this discussion is they grow. The next logical question is, well, how do they grow? Well, physical babies grow for various reasons, but the one that we're going to talk about is nourishment. It's one of the main ways we get a baby to grow is by feeding them. And this is not just babies, physically speaking. It's toddlers and teens and adults. We all need food to develop, to grow, to mature. I just finished this book on health. I cannot recommend it. I can give you what the whole book said in one sentence. Eat a wide range of whole, unprocessed foods for optimum health. The same is true spiritually. If we want to grow and be nourished and to have optimum spiritual health, we have to eat a wide variety of unprocessed whole foods out of this book. So here's how I think about it. I think of it like the Bible as my meal and my Bible routine as my menu. You know, like when you go to sit down at a restaurant, you pop up a menu. So the Bible is my meal and my Bible routine is like a menu. Why is my Bible routine like a menu? Have you heard of the mono diet? Several years back, I was listening to a podcast and a guy was on talking about how he only ate 90% of his diet consisted of apples and oranges. I cannot recommend it, but who am I to give diet advice? Do what you want. Here's why I bring it up, because I believe that I am in danger and possibly you are in danger of taking on this mono Bible diet. We are only eating from the Bible in one way, day after day after day. But I believe to grow up in my salvation, I have to proactively work to vary my Bible diet. And this is what a Bible menu does for me. If you think about a menu gives us options, right? A menu that is put together with careful thought and intention has the possibility of giving us just a great variety of flavorful but nutritious things to eat. A menu brings simplicity into our life. If it's already planned and it's already laid out, we don't have to think about it because we just choose from the menu. We don't have to start from scratch every day. Am I short on time? Well, I may have to pick some pre-packaged, delicious, and nutritious food to take with me. Do I feel distant from God? Well, I may need to eat something that is a spiritual comfort food, still nutritious, but comforts me spiritually. If I've got the rare day to myself, I'm spreading out a feast. I'm picking more than one option off that menu, and I'm just laying it out all on the table and enjoying it. When I'm choosing off of my Bible menu, I'm making sure I'm not leaning too hard in one direction or another, because trust me, I will. I would eat from a Bible mono diet, the same thing over and over and over, 100% if I did not have this menu that I use. Okay, we're out of time for today. And you're like, Melissa, you haven't even told me what is on this darn menu. I know. I'm trying to keep these short so that I can actually get them out to you. Next week, we're gonna come back. I'm actually gonna just record it right after this one. So yes, it will be here next Sunday. If you're watching this in May of 2021, you can find it next Sunday, which will be May 16th. If you're watching this after May of 2021, you're gonna find all those links down below that will take you through this 3-part series of my Bible routine. Listen, friends, I am always shocked at this email that I receive that YouTube sends out at the end of every month that tells me how many shares you have done with your friends. I'm shocked by it. And here's why it warms my heart to know that you are the kind of person who wants to share this with your people because you love God, you love the Bible, and you want to discuss it. That's my kind of people who want to talk about God and the Bible with their people. It's the best way to do our relationship. Talk about growing up spiritually. This is how we will do it. I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you next week with my Bible menu in hand. Promise.